Hello to everybody. The following thematic unit entitled Cultural and Creative Industries, Their Influence on the Local Societies refers to the impact of cultural and creative industries on society at local, regional and international level. This section seeks to present a documented picture of the impact of culture and creativity, as well as the areas in which it intervenes with significant socio-economic and academic outcomes. Introduction and classification of the branches of culture and creativity. Cultural creation and its effects. The impact of culture and creativity is the fourth pillar of the global sustainability model. Cultural creativity and economy. Cultural creativity and education. Cultural creativity and social cohesion. Presentation of case studies. Case studies of business models. Cultural industries and their impact in respective fields. At the end of this module, the participant will be able to have a documented picture and critically manage the role and impact of culture and creativity in multiple fields in many aspects of society. It will have the opportunity to be informed and assimilate how systems and entities operate and practice which catalyze interference in the contemporary cultural and social field. Finally, an effort is made to transfer the aforementioned cognitive objects into practice by presenting relevant examples, case studies from best practices in the field of cultural and creative industries worldwide. Introduction. According to UNESCO, human creativity is the source of goods and services of cultural and creative industries, which also share the common links of culture, trade and intellectual property rights. What does the term cultural and creative industries mean? At present, the term cultural and creative industries refers to all entities, regardless of their legal status, for profit, non-profit legal entities and origin, public, private sector, which are primarily engaged in the creation, production, presentation and promotion of cultural goods that produce a financial value. According to the present conceptual approach, cultural and creative industries include television, cinema, music, design, architecture, digital applications and the so-called traditional arts such as theater, musical theater, visual arts, concerts, literature, museums and art galleries. Chronology. The term creative industries was first introduced in 1998 by the British Government Media and Sports Culture Authority, so that to include the term cultural sector and its structural developments based on technological development. As early as 1930, the term cultural industries was used for the first time with a critical approach, as the avant-garde cultural movement raised the issue of the development of mass culture and its negative effects to radio and cinema. It is worth noting that the creative industries were the subject of special attention as millions of people were employed in this sector in the British economy alone. In 1998, the creative industries represented the future of the British economy. This is how the term creative industries was created, which arises from individual creativity, skills and talent, having the potential to create financial value and employment through the development and exploitation of intellectual property. Chronology. The term creative industries was first introduced in 1998 by the British Government Media and Sports Culture Authority, so that to include the term cultural sector and its structural developments based on technological development. As early as 1930, the term cultural industries was used for the first time with a critical approach, as the avant-garde cultural movement raised the issue of the development of mass culture and its negative effects to radio and cinema. It is worth noting that the creative industries were the subject of special attention as millions of people were employed in this sector in the British economy alone. In 1998, the creative industries represented the future of the British economy. This is how the term creative industries was created, which arises from individual creativity, skills and talent, having the potential to create financial value and employment through the development and exploitation of intellectual property. The Fourth Industrial Revolution and the Cultural Industries. With the Fourth Industrial Revolution, evolution of technology and ICT, New tools were created for the production and communication of cultural creation, as well as new cultural activities to mark significant changes from cultural to creative. So, in the EU the term cultural and creative industries (CCI) prevails in order to differentiate the two activities. The cultural industries are related with the traditional cultural sectors such as cultural heritage, performing arts, publications, music, movie, theater, TV, typography and photography. The creative industries include new areas of digital economy, such as software and IT services with different types of definitions, some of which are categorized as follows. Creative content service providers, with the use and application of their intellectual property, advertising companies, design consultants, architects, public relations, etc. Creative content producers, who invest capital in the production of intellectual property and protect the content produced, which is distributed to consumers, audience, theater companies, publishers, video game producers, film production companies, fashion designers, television and radio producers. Producers and managers of creative activities that promote and sell to customers, audiences the opportunity, right to attend a performance or an action, theater companies, music performance managers, artistic, creative activities, tourism and sports activities, manufacturers of authentic creative products that are exhibited, promoted, sold with corresponding artistic, creative value, exclusivity and authenticity, visual arts and creative constructions, antiques, photographs, writing, etc. The cultural creativity and its influences. A cultural or creative organization is at the same time a business model, which must apply the basic and simple principles of business. Every business model has its own way of creating, reciprocating and determining the value generated. Defining entrepreneurship on a practical level in the field of culture and creation, we can mention that entrepreneurship in these areas means to have creative ideas and to serve them on the basis of a financial result in order to create profit. However, profit is not the only and absolute purpose. It is the possibility of creation, self-fulfillment, the ability to follow your own creative interests. It is a mixture of entrepreneurship on the one hand and creativity on the other. The financial expression of creativity and economy is reflected in the term creative economy, which was adopted as a necessity in the 21st century. Thus, the creative ideas in combination with the human resources that serve them, form through the offered services and the products created an added financial value. The impact of culture and creativity as the fourth pillar of the global model of sustainable development. In 2010, the Declaration of the Organization of United Cities and Local Government in Mexico was formulated to approach the integration of culture and local communities as the fourth pillar in the global model of sustainable development. Thus, local authorities around the world adopt a local development agenda that prioritizes and supports initiatives to strengthen and develop the cultural sector, such as cultural heritage, creativity, cultural industries, arts construction, cultural tourism and urban tourism. Simultaneously, it is ensured that culture plays a key role in every public strategy and agenda, including fields like education, economy, environment, social cohesion, health, wellness and international cooperation. Culture has the sufficiency of open horizons, highlighting alternative perspectives and strengthening this way the individuals in their collective integration into society as democratic citizens. UNESCO, in its International Report on Culture and Urban Sustainable Development 2016 states that the integration of cultural elements into urban strategies is the best way to reduce the dynamics of the negative effects of urbanization and regeneration. On the other hand, the Urban Agenda for the EU emphasizes the importance of processes of social convergence and urban development through holistic interventions in relation to the environment, economy, society, culture and territoriality. In Agenda 21 for the Culture, EU promotes culture as the catalyst for sustainable urban and regional development. culture and recently urban and creative tourism, have a major impact on the local economy. The United Nations World Tourism Organization, through the data it has collected over a number of years, highlights urban tourism as an important part of today's domestic and international tourism. Cultural economist Pierluigi Sacco also states that today we are witnessing the culturalization of the economy, where culture emerges as the dominant element in every value chain. The influence of culture and creativity on several sectors of local societies. To understand the impact of culture and creativity on local communities, we introduce the concept of cultural and creative ecosystems. This concept constitutes a process not only of raising awareness for the economic and social importance of mobilizing local cultural resources, but also of how to take coordinated strategic steps towards the development, cultivation, support and connection of cultural goods, so that even the smallest town can have the opportunity to evolve into a versatile creative ecosystem. In an urban ecosystem, the economy, the place and the people are the main factors of interaction with culture and creativity. Culture and creativity interact at the level of regions and cities, shaping a dynamic situation in the local financial development. Urban ecosystems are actively involved in enhancing and participating in culture and creativity, as the cultural and creative industries tend to organize collaborative groups in basically degraded urban areas that have been abandoned by traditional production units. The general characteristics and profile of creative businesses focus on the fact that they are mainly small businesses with strong roots in local communities and are framed by employees with a high level of skills. With these characteristics, the cultural and creative industries contribute to the regeneration of degraded areas, helping to diversify the local economy and create an area with popular traffic and destination with a new integrated proposal. The cultural creativity and the economy. Culture and creativity constitute the new motivating forces of the local development. A key approach to strategic actions in the field of economics should include the establishment of awareness-raising, support and funding programs to integrate locally the perception that culture and creativity are the new drivers of local development. The dynamic impact of culture and creativity on local communities has established the founding of creative development agencies on a European level, which are intermediate mechanisms at national, regional and local level. The mission of these bodies is to cultivate a favorable environment in relation to the development of the cultural and creative sector, to promote their creative ability, to support them in matters of extroversion, while also acting as a platform for networking and the promotion of knowledge. In addition, creative development agencies undertake funding, team building, incubation, training and negotiation as intermediaries between cultural organizations and relevant public bodies. We find similar bodies in various European countries such as Creative Scotland, the Creative Agency of City of Vienna, Creative Sachsen, Germany, etc. United Nations Conference Trade and Development has been working since 2004 to promote and understand internationally the impact of culture and creativity on states and local communities by introducing the term creative economy. What does creative economy mean? According to United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, creative economy refers to the economic activities that are knowledge-based and constitute the offered value of the creative and cultural industries. The financial dynamic of the cultural and creative sector worldwide generates about $2.25 trillion annually and creates about 29.5 million jobs. The financial dimension of the cultural and creative sector in Europe of 27 is expressed as a significant percentage of the total EU GDP, which amounts to 5.3%, 509 billion euros, 2018. The cultural industries currently employ over 9 million full-time workers at 3.8% of Europe's total workforce. 1 in 4 employees is employed in the cultural and creative sector. Culture and creativity contribute to European exports around the world by promoting the European way of life. This Eurostat figure illustrates the dynamics of cultural industries and the employability of European countries. The creative hubs in Europe. The establishment of creative hubs as equal networks of cities, neighborhoods and creative groups in Europe and the rest of the world brings a catalytic positive effect on local communities. Through the new branch of the economy, the cultural industries sometimes operate in a decentralized manner and in many cases, with the dynamics of extroversion and internationalization. The cultural creativity and the education. Compared to other sectors of the economy, education is, in every single aspect, way more strongly linked to culture and creativity. In fact, it is introduced in every phase of the cultural procedure, from the creation to the final presentation, with the participation of employees and creators till the final users. In the cultural and creative field, there is a constant need to recruit staff with specialized skills, which are largely acquired through initial and continuing training. At this point, it should of course be noted that the present need does not refer to artists either as natural talents or as graduates of fine art schools. As the cultural economy sector employs a large number of workers with diverse skills and jobs, the need for employee demand even during the financial crisis remains high. At the same time, a large number of young people who have a similar educational background or not show interest and are highly attracted to work in the field of culture and creativity. It is also worth underlining the wide range of specializations, knowledge and skills required for the human resources employed in the cultural industries. Creativity, innovation and the evolution of technology connects cultural creativity with the continuous education, training and retraining, reskilling of employees to acquire new skills with the emphasis given on creative abilities. The emphasis on acquiring creative skills, especially among young people, has been adopted in several European countries, led by the United Kingdom, where governments from 1997 to 2010 introduced a creativity and culture course in schools. The cultural industries, in order to better serve their audience and bring it closer to their creations and simultaneously interact with it, have chosen the methods of education and gamification, options which are integrated as a single creation proposal with distinct target groups: adults, children, neighborhoods, vulnerable groups. Several small or large museums have adopted comprehensive extroversion programs and implement educational programs and gamification applications for students and families, so that to effectively transfer the museum and its creations to the living spaces of its visitors, schools, clubs, neighborhoods, etc. Finally, it should be noted that culture and creativity, as a means of social integration and activation of vulnerable social groups, require the design and implementation of integrated programs aimed at retraining, reskilling and the acquisition of new knowledge through experiential processes. The cultural creativity and social cohesion. United Nations Agenda 2030, Declaration on Sustainable Development. The United Nations declared the Agenda 2030 on Sustainable Development, a world with a worldwide respect for human rights, human dignity, respect of law, equality and non-discrimination. The agenda strongly emphasizes on empowering women, socially vulnerable groups such as children, young people, people with disabilities, the elderly, refugees, migrants and internal migrants. Culture plays a unique role in raising awareness of common social challenges, and through the right narrative, it can unite people in the international arena on current values. The goals of Agenda 2030 include: fight against poverty, promoting health and wellness, quality in education, gender equality, decent work, financial development, sustainability of cities, communities, actions on climate change, peace, justice and strong institutions, international collaborations for sustainable development, value of culture and creativity. The creative sector introduces new types of communication and dialogue between the generations and leads to gender equality and integration. The cultural product places people a priori at the center of their personal development. In recent years, the cultural industries have constituted a dynamically developing financial sector that contributes to the establishment and operation of new businesses in the field of culture. Cultural industries give the local communities the competitive advantage of operating through decentralized structures in deprived areas, while encouraging and inspiring socially vulnerable groups to actively participate in the productive process. Culture and creativity form a dynamic development proposal, through which disadvantaged areas are regenerated, where with the support of targeted programs and initiatives that start from the local government, encourage and empower these disadvantaged communities. Case studies. It is worth making a brief reference to case studies, where culture and creativity have formulated and implemented interesting proposals in local communities at an international level, while also highlighting good practices that show the catalytic effect that cultural and creative industries can have on local communities. Sustainable development and entrepreneurship. The case study of INCREDIBOL project. The city of Bologna in Italy launched in 2010 the program, INCREDIBOL, aiming at creating a mechanism to support creative businesses in the area. The program targeted young professionals in the field of culture and creativity and their support through training and consulting activities in order to establish their own businesses, startups. The program created a network of public and private sector actors and promoted an open dialogue and the dissemination of know-how among those involved. It supported the infrastructure of local creative businesses and encouraged participating startups and professionals to take their business steps with extroversion and internationalization on a European level. About 95 companies acquired financial professional housing through the support of the municipality. These startups, which are active in the creative field of music, design and media arts, have promoted and offered a value and a new development proposal in the degraded neighborhoods of Bologna. Today the program, which was a great success, belongs to the European Smart Specialization Strategy and supports all the cultural industries throughout the Emilia-Romagna region. Social integration, ecology and culture. The case study of Creative Eco Factory. The Creative Eco Factory program in the city of Santos in Brazil chose to invest in culture and creativity in order to face the serious social problems that arose in the city because of the financial crisis, such as the peak of unemployment and social inequality. By implementing a series of initiatives, among others, the program supported the participants from the most vulnerable communities of the city, in order to help them through training acquire new skills and involve them in the commercial exploitation of wood constructions. In a historic building offered by the municipality of the city was established the School of Wood Constructions, with a view to supporting and regenerating one of the most marginalized neighborhoods of the city. The participants were trained in the construction of small furniture and decorations with materials from recycled wood, which is collected by the city as recyclable waste from the municipality's workshops. With the support of 60 professional designers and architects who founded a private cooperative, they supported youth employment. The program was awarded the Social Impact Prize in 2017, and continues to support a large number of disadvantaged communities and people in the wider region. Education and cultural creativity. The case study of Trapiscuan. This initiative was launched in 2013 by the Atikamekw Nation Council, in collaboration with the University of Montreal in Canada. Every year in the province of Quebec a seminar, workshop is organized for the natives of the Atikamekw community in order to promote know-how and skills through design and construction. Its traditional creative style and know-how are combined with modern techniques. The program aims at preserving and promoting the traditional cultural heritage of the Atikamekw natives. By providing special exhibition spaces for the sales of their constructions, the program contributes to the financial and social development of the community. Cultural creativity and experiential educational actions for kids. The case study of Chibicobe. In the city of Kobe in Japan, a city exclusively for children was created under the name Chibicobe. The city was designed by children and is dedicated to creative activities, where children acquire new skills and knowledge for a wide range of professions. The children during their employment in the playground of Chibicobe became for a while architects, chefs, designers, developing their imagination and creating interesting projects. The program activates children of different ages and social backgrounds and aims at social convergence while exposing children to new ways of creativity. Through the program, the city of Kobe hopes to encourage the new generations in their professional choice in the field of cultural creation. Ecology and culture. The weather station's case study. The city of Melbourne often experiences extreme weather. Therefore, the municipality has focused on sensitizing citizens to the need to prepare and adapt for future emergencies. In 2016, the City of Melbourne launched the Resilience Strategy program with the aim of social convergence and participation in addressing environmental challenges. The program is supported by the meteorological stations, which have the mission of strengthening solidarity and dialogue, being part of an international campaign that encourages the organization of open discussions on climate change through literature and storytelling. Selected local authors and writers discovered that fiction, poetry, comics and personal storytelling can open up new avenues for reflection on the environment and climate change. By sharing and promoting texts through the organization of experiential workshops and through the internet, meteorological stations aim at helping people realize whether they can help each other as a community during difficult times. The program is also implemented in Berlin, Dublin, London and Warsaw and seeks to integrate the transformative power of words in the direction of a different perception of lifestyle in relation to climate change. Social integration, equality and dialogue. The case study, Take Me to Your Village. The program, Take Me to Your Village, is an initiative that focuses on promoting dialogue between the generations through the transition of cultural heritage. The project started in the city of Gabrovo, Bulgaria in 2013 and enabled the older generation of farmers to get closer to the new generation raised in cities and exchange their life experiences through a different perspective. The program has evolved into a great success and has become an annual event attended by stakeholders from all over Bulgaria, especially young people who want to deepen their knowledge and understanding of rural life and local cultural heritage. In Take Me to Your Village, the old farmers train the young in the traditions and the corresponding knowledge. In return, adopted grandparents are trained by young people in the use of digital tools, internet, social media, PC use, etc. The program highlights in practice the impact of culture on social solidarity and communication between generations. Take Me to Your Village is supported in part by the local government.